Welcome back, guys. It's been a really long time. I've just been here and there. So, what are we doing today? I thought about something. Instead of just making a podcast interview, I'm going to add vlogging, and I'm also going to add stories telling, horror stories, life stories. Basically all those kind of stuff. So, today is storytelling. There's this story. Don't mind the sound in the background. They are walking in one of the flats here. So there is this story that has been going on for a long time that people want to read and stuff. It's called Nearly All Men in Lagos Are Mad. I think that's it. All men in Lagos. Nearly all men in Lagos are mad. Yeah. So I'm going to read one of the stories. I think it has like I'm coming. Let me check. So let's go to the novel. Nearly all men in Lagos are mad. The first, I don't know how long this thing is going to take, but anything for you guys, because I know there are a lot of people that haven't read this stuff and they really want to read it. So yeah, I'm just doing you guys a favor because I love you guys. Anyway, the first story on the novel is it on or in the novel? I think it's in the novel. Is cock up. Let's read. One night, you calmly put a knife to your husband's penis and promise to cut it off. It will scare him so much that the next day he will call his family members for a meeting in the house. He will not call your family members, but he will not care. You won't need them. Your husband's family will crowd the new apartment, a bedroom and a parlor, called Self-Com by Lagos agents you got 3 months ago. It will feel like they surround you. They will exclaim, sigh, frown and click their tongues, gnash their teeth, and repeat a million times that you committed an abomination. His pot-bellied uncle, Buraimo, who always leers at your bosom, will point at you and say, Shebi I told him not to marry you. I said, hey God, Shebi I told him not to marry you. I said, marry someone from your tribe. Igbo women are dangerous. He will say this while ogling your bosom. Well, I blame him for not handling you properly. Because if it was me who was handling you, he will beat his chest in anguish at this point. If it was me, he wouldn't have tried this nonsense. His elder sister, Azizat, will pretend to appeal to your shared womanhood. Issy, as a woman myself, I know men can be difficult, but what you have done is terrible. No woman has done this thing in our family. In fact, it is a disgrace to womanhood to want to cut your husband's member. Haba, if you cut Lukumon's member, how will you people have another child? You know we expect your next child to be a boy. You will be so amused that she calls it member. It will make you smile. They will interpret your smile. They will misinterpret your smile. You are smiling at your evil, Abi. You are not well. You hear me? You are mad. Lati's immediate elder sister with a tiny voice will jump and bark at you before someone will tell her to calm down. You will stay silent as you planned till your husband's older cousin, Mufu the thief, will make you talk. Mufu, please bring out Lukumon's watch from your pocket and put it back on the side stool. You will say quietly, but with clear meanings. Everyone will turn to Mufu. Their embarrassed faces will confirm they know he's a thief, but because he's one of theirs, Uncle Buraimo will try to save his face. Mufu, I know you were just admiring Lukumon's watch, but put it back before she cuts your own manhood. They will all titter nervously, forcefully, while Mufu will pull the watch from his pocket and place it on the side stool. He will glare at you, he will glare back, and hope he gets the message that you had no longer stand for him brazenly, pilfering things anytime he visited. Partly because Lukomon was scared to call him out. You will look at Lukamon and wonder how you came to love such a sorry excuse for a man. You remember when you were younger, when every man wanted you, but you fell for Lukamon's natural charm. You will remember how he used to come knocking on your parents' door, leaving sweets and sweeter notes. You will wonder if your life would have been better if you had chosen the soldier with tribal marks from the barracks in Egbeda. The soldier loved you, but you had chosen Lokomon, the beautiful man boy who made you laugh and overfilled your heart when he said he loved you. You chose Lokomon because of his words. He wrote love letters, recited delicious poetry, whispered magic in your ears, and sang as you danced till you believed the lyrics of all the world's love song were written just for you. Follow money! God forbid you marry a teacher. You must do better than us, your father had said, but you were so possessed by love, you threatened your parents to elope, to get pregnant, to kill yourself. It was your first and only rebellion, and they were so confused by it, they let you have your way. Issy, why did you threaten to kill my son? Lukamon's mother's voice is soft, and her face impassive as always, but you remember she never liked or accepted you. She was just indifferent, and sometimes it rankled more because you had have preferred her to hate you. You will never say it, but you blame her and his five elder sisters for over pampering Lukumon. Yes, he was the last child and the only boy, but their cuddling contributed to making him lazy, entitled, and impotent in any adversity. Before you answer, Kiton, your 6-year-old daughter, will wake from her nap in the bedroom, come to the parlor, be scared of the crowd, spy you, and dash to your open arms. You will hug her, carry her, sniff her neck, and enjoy her dusting powder scent. A dusting powder scent. She will hug you tightly as if she knows you are under fire and she wants to shield you. She will hold you till your heart warms, till you will say a silent prayer for wisdom, for peace, for Kiton, that her life will be soft and she will never leave you. You love her too much. It was all for Kiton. You remember your husband when he was pressuring you and trying to convince you, had said, do this for Kiton. You will look at him and your anger will rise red again. But Kiton will rub your face with her cute fingers and calm your soul so you can tell the story. You used to sell roasted corn at the junction of Unilag. When corn was out of season, you sold bole, I don't know, and sauce. Your business was fairly successful because your location was strategic and there was a lot of foot traffic. Also because you were punctilious with your business in sourcing the freshest corn and plantain, in selecting the best charcoal for roasting, in preparing the sauce with a famous Boli spice recipe from Port Harcourt, and in serving with neat newspaper and takeaway packs. You had many loyal customers. Lukamon said it also held that you are friendly and you look like Naomi Campbell. People usually said the Naomi Campbell thing, but you had never seen it, and frankly, it irritated you because you don't have Naomi Campbell's money. Selling roasted corn or barley was never the plan. You always thought you and Lukumon will make something of yourselves, but he lost his job a year after your marriage, and you had leave your job as a secretary when and you had left your job. Why did you leave? As a secretary when you got pregnant for Kiton. The aftermath of Kiton's birth was tough as you were both jobless and your savings ran out. In those days, Lukamon sent you to ask Uncle Brimo for money for food, and to get it, you endured the man bear hugging you in greeting so he could crush your boobs against his chest. Eventually, you refused to go. It caused the first fight in your marriage, during which you flippantly said you'd rather sell roasted corn by the roadside than collect money from Uncle Buraimo. Then, weeks later, on a night after the landlord had made a scene because of overdue rent, a coercing Lukamon reminded you of your words. is just to bring a daily income while I'm job hunting, he said. Mufu has talked to his oga at work about me. Hopefully, in another month or so, they will give me a job. Just be patient, Ifemi. That was over 6 years ago, but Lukamon still hadn't found a job. You'd sold corn and barley during that time and you didn't mind. It was honest work and you provided for your family's basic needs. On average, you made 5,000 naira daily, enough for food and rent for your family's one bedroom face my face you apartment, enough to pay for your contraceptive pills because you both agreed to not have another child until you were financially stable. The only thing you paid a premium for was Kitan's education. You had insisted that she attended one of the best private schools in Yaba. Lukamon had argued that you were wasting money because Kitan could thrive in a public school and turn out well just like he did. Or you had quietly said, my child will never go to a public school in Nigeria as long as I am alive. And he had looked at you and never spoke of that matter again. You met Eddie on a rainy Thursday in June when he pulled up his SUV to buy corn. He rolled the window down. Madam, good afternoon. How much? You greeted him like you did everyone else. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for stopping. It's 200 naira for one. Okay, give me 5 and 6 pairs. Hope they are soft. Yes, sir. You nodded. Wrapped up his food, stood and handed it to him through the window. He gave you 5,000 naira. Sir, your bill is only 2,000 naira. I know. Keep the change. I like that you are very polite. Oh, thank you, sir. He returned 2 days later. This time, Kitan was with you as usual every day after you picked her from school. He packed and got down. You studied him for the first time. He could have passed for average. His future, height and build were average, but his clothes, well-tailored kaftan and designer slippers, had an air of brisk determination, stood him out. Madam, your corn is so nice. I came all the way from Surulere to buy again. Don't mind the background, they are working on the flat. Good afternoon, sir. Thanks for coming again. Good afternoon, sir, Kitan said. As a rule, your daughter greeted all your customers. He beamed at her. Good afternoon, what's your name? Olaoluwa Kitan, she answered. Nice name, what does it mean? God's wealth never ceases, he said. He studied both of you for a moment. Your daughter looks exactly like you. Thank you. You speak so well. What school did you attend? There was a directness about him. Yabatek. That's nice. And how's business? We thank God we are pushing it. You were thankful. He didn't ask how you ended up selling roasted corn by the roadside. Good. Oh yeah, let me have the same order. He added 2 extra corns and 5 extra pairs to his food. Yes, sir. He collected it and gave you a word of note. It was 15,000 naira. Sir, please, I can't accept it. He shrugged. I won't take it back. Either. Then he said, but I suggest you take it and buy something for Oluwa Kiton. It's easier to call her Kiton. You smiled. I thanked him as you took the money. It was enough for you to take the next 3 days off. But you didn't because you only rested on Sundays. But you did as he suggested. And bought five dresses for Kiton, two new ones for church and outings, and 3 second-hand casuals for stay at home. She had been wearing the same clothes for some years, and for the first time, impulsively, bought her new clothes in her size. And when Lukamon, who you had told about his generosity, asked why you didn't buy her new clothes 2 to 3 sizes bigger, as you had both always done, you said you forgot. As he frowned, you wondered why you couldn't explain to him that for once you wanted to see your daughter in new clothes her size, rather than her growing into them when they were faded. Yeah, he came to buy corn every week and always paid far more than what he bought, especially when Kiton was with you. For a child who was usually wary of strangers, Kiton surprisingly had a lot of time for him, and it was because of the little things he did. Always fist bumping her, making funny faces with her, listening as she prattled about school, and Lola, her best friend. You nearly cried the day he gave you $200 for Kiton. You thanked him and prayed for him, and you noticed he was uncomfortable. He never stayed for more than 20 minutes, but you had later realized that time was an escape for you both. Over time, you developed a warm understanding companionship of sorts. He didn't speak much about himself, but you got to know some basics. He ran a international freight company. Ehioze was his full name. He was in the middle of a bitter divorce, and his two children lived with his soon-to-be ex-wife in London. Over time, you told him about yourself. First daughter of three, of an ex-soldier and a military nurse, married to your first love, one mother, now a mother of one. He didn't tell him about Lukamon's successful job search till the day he asked you what Lukamon did for a living. When you also told him, without prompting, that Kiton was always with you after school because Lukamon couldn't care for her while job hunting, you realized it was untrue. Lukamon hadn't actively searched for job in months. After he finished speaking, he said, if he doesn't mind, he can send me his CV through you and I will see what I can do. Let me know what he decides. Oh, thank you, sir. Please stop that. Call me Ehi. At home, you told Lukamon about a conversation with Ehi and asked for a copy of his CV. You were disappointed he didn't seem enthused. Okay, he said, absent-mindedly. When will I get it? You see, you can see that I am about to get on a queue to use the toilet. I need to get there before Ngozi messes up the place with a smelly shit. After that, I will queue to take a bath. I hope I don't go in after that useless Allahu who uses 2 hours to bathe. Okay, my husband, give it to me when you finish. I have heard. When 2 weeks passed and he didn't give you the CV, you wrote one out for him, went to a business center to get it typed and printed, and gave it to Ehi. You didn't mind doing such things for Lukamon because generally he was a good man to you, but a bit lazy. When you gave Ehi the CV, he studied it carefully. I think I can fit your husband in somewhere in my company. Then he looked intently at you. What about you, Isioma? What about me? How? Do you want a job? Not really, because it won't give me time to take care of Kiton. I want to take her to school and pick her up every day. So you are going to do this business forever? God forbid. You looked away. Then because you had grown too comfortable with him, you shared a plan you hadn't even told Lukamon. If I save enough money, I hope to open a grocery store to sell food items. There isn't one in my neighborhood, so I should have an advantage. I can get good produce from suppliers I know in my two markets. Plus, I will be closer to home and Kiton. He struggled and sighed, but it's just a dream for now. How much does your dream cost? You took a long pause before he answered. I did a costing last month. Rent, furniture, and first stock came up to almost 800,000 naira. His face was impassive when he said, Isorma, you are a beautiful woman. I want to help you, but I am also human and selfish. So here's my offer. I will give your husband a job in my company and I will give you 2 million naira. All I want in return is to spend this weekend alone with me in Oshobo. I'm going there for some business. Yes, this is my proposition. If you agree, you don't have to see me again after the weekend. If you don't want to. If you reject my offer, I'll understand. But I suggest you think about it first. How dare you man insult me? Sir, your tone was cold. Please don't buy anything from me again. I am a married woman. My husband is a man is hey, my husband is man enough for me. I will never cheat on him. You've insulted us both. And then he cuts in. It's an offer, not an insult. He deadpanned. Then his voice softened. You have my number, Isioma. Think about it. As he drove off, you felt a tear run down your cheek. You went home early. You were still fuming when you told Lukamon about his proposition. You expected his range to match yours, thunder to your lightning, but he stayed silent for a long moment. Finally, he asked, isn't that the man who gave Kiton $200? Yes, foolish rich man. Lukaman stood, grabbed a rumpled t-shirt from the clothes hanger and pulled it over his head. It was the sign he was going out to play draughts with some of the men in the neighborhood. He paused by the door. You are my woman. You will always be my woman, no matter what. You understand? Yes, you said, even though you were puzzled. Why do you want to kill my son? Lukaman's mother will repeat her question and return you to reality. You still won't answer. You will stroke Kitan's rough but soft hair and make a note to losing it and weave fresh cornrows later. You whisper to Kitan's ear, tell her to go play outside but not leave the compound. You will promise her sweets when she returns. Everyone will sense that you won't speak while Kitan is in the room, so they will stay silent with bated breath as she leaves reluctantly. Lukaman's shrill sister will be the first to speak. Oh yeah, answer mommy's question. We are waiting. You make them wait. On that Friday, your first night in Oshogbo, bang bang bang, and he made you wait. Earlier in the day, he had taken you with him on his business, viewing tobacco farms he was considering buying at the outskirts of the city. He asked you to sit with him through meetings with landowners and farmers, introduced you as his associate, asked for your opinion, and asked you to take over the last minute. To asked you to take over the last meeting. Okay, asked you to take over the last meeting. Okay. When you returned to the city, he took you shopping, then to a late lunch and then to a late lunch. In the hotel suite, there was an awkward silence as he sat on the couch and watched you perched uneasily at the edge of the bed. He asked you if you wanted anything. You said no. He ordered a bottle of red wine and sipped alone. Then he asked for your account number. Ashamed, you replied that you didn't have a bank account. After you had left your job as a secretary, you had left your account go dormant and couldn't even remember the number now. He asked if you had an ID, if you had any ID. You said you had a voter's card and a national ID card. He called his account officer and told her he was going to send you with a check on Monday and she should help you open an account. Then he wrote and handed you a check of 2,800,000 naira for your dream and then some, he said softly. Though you were completed by it and all, though you were completed by it and all, and the extra and all the extra money, you managed to retort, for my soul you mean? I know this is hard for you, Sioma. In another world, I believe would be perfect for each other. But we are in this world and the best we can get is this glimpse of what we could have been. I thought this was an offer, a transaction, like the ones you do every day. He sighed. One of my many flaws is I negotiate for everything in this life, even for money, even for things that that money can't buy. If I told you, I think you are amazing and I am crazy about you and I want you in my life, Kitonsi, you would have said no, right? Surprised, you nodded. That's why I negotiated for your crumbs. You never understood why those words toppled your walls, erased your mind. You never understood why those words toppled your walls, eased your mind. So it felt natural when you both lay on bed and talked. So it felt natural when you both lay on the bed and talked. When he held your face and called you beautiful. When you kissed and tasted the wine on his soft lips and it all went to your head. A part of you was disappointed. You only cuddled till you slept that night, but you understood he didn't want to rush you. You woke the next morning. That's a notification. Okay. You woke the next morning. Where was I? You woke the next morning alone in the suite. You went to the bathroom, washed your face, brushed your teeth, and he came in, smiling and sweating in sportwear. He had gone for a run. He took off his clothes and stepped into a walk-in shower. You smiled as you heard his off-key singing above the swish of the shower. He stopped singing when he slipped into the shower beside him, naked. Silence apart from the kisses and moans, you washed and massaged each other first. You were both you were both burning under the cold spray by the time you were through. Then he pinned you against the wall and you lifted a leg to welcome him as he slid into you. Okay? For the first moment, he stayed still while you felt and stared at each other. You started to move slowly, but with the bulky space and slippery floor, it got awkward quickly. He hurtled out and bounced on the bed, still wet, water and body fluids. Water and body fluids. He lay on you while you wrapped your legs around him. He was amazingly different from Lukamon. Savia, kinkier, and selfish. With your nipple in his mouth, his right hand gripping your left buttock, his left thumb caressing your clitoris as he settled into a thrusting rhythm. Your racking orgasm was a pleasant surprise as you pulled his hand from your clitoris because it was too intense. You realized that you both forgot to use a condom. Though you were on regular contraceptive, you preferred not to take any more chances. So you pushed him gently off you till his back was on the bed. He knelt between his legs, pushed them apart, cupped his balls, slopped his penis till he burst in your mouth and hand. Later, as you lay on his chest, you were fascinated by how fast his heart was beating. It was still beating fast on your last night together. Stay with me, he whispered. You stopped your light drumming on his chest. I mean, when you get back to Lagos, come and be with me. You and Kito. I know my personal life is a mess and your marriage is complicated, but I also know we will be good together. You don't speak for a long time, then you exhale heavily. You are negotiating again. He chuckled. I know, I don't know how to stop. I don't want you to stop. Finally, you answer your mother in law. Ask Lukamon, you will say. Lukamon in the corner with his head like a dried kola nut will be startled to hear his name. He will reach for his watch, which Mufa had returned, and your eyes will meet. You both remember that you bought the watch, an original T-shirt, and the only luxury purchase from your windfall for him because he had always wanted one. You will wonder if, in the circumstance, his pride will let him continue wearing it. He will look away from you as he straps it around his wrist. What should I ask Lukamon? Ask your son why he made me sleep with another man for money. You will say quietly. Your words will suck out all the air from the room because nobody will breathe. Their eyebrows will raise, eyes widen, jaws go slack. Uncle Buraimo will put both hands in his head and throw both feet up. Ha, ha, ha. When I say he made me, I mean for 3 days he quarreled with me, refused to eat my food, didn't touch me, and even begged me to do it to secure our daughter's future. He's here. Ask him why. Lukamon will stare at the ground, refusing to look at you. Lukamon, please tell your family why you made me sleep with another man for money. You treated me like a leper when I returned. Explain why you refused to take the job the man offered you, but you insisted that I took the money, rent this house, and buy you that stupid watch. Tell them why you have refused to touch me, but you are sleeping with every girl in the neighborhood. Why did you say yesterday that you don't think Kiton is your child? You will take a deep breath and look at your mother-in-law dead in the eye. One last thing. If Lukamon doesn't move out of this house, I'll cut off his penis and use it for money rituals. Then you will smile.
Pretty, pretty, bang, bang. You and I till forever. Ha ha ha.